Hello and welcome. We begin with the latest on the Russia-Ukraine war. In London, European leaders rallied behind Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky after his unprecedented public spat with US President Donald Trump. The Ukrainian president was welcomed with loud cheers as his convoy swept onto Downing Street. Zelensky was then embraced by the British Prime Minister, who called the pro-Ukraine chants a symbol of Europe's full backing for Kiev during the ongoing war with Russia.
Very, very welcome here in Downing Street. As you heard from the cheers on the street outside, you have full backing across the United Kingdom. And we stand with you, with Ukraine, for as long as it may take.
The scenes of collective European warmth for Ukraine's Zelensky stood in sharp contrast against last week's unprecedented showdown in the White House. While presenting a united front for Ukraine, the European leaders spent the Sunday deliberating upon a history-defining question. 80 years since the end of the Second World War, is the United States still at the heart of European security framework? In what was seen as a stunning indication of European consensus to reduce their dependence on the US, the UK Prime Minister Starmer said that Europe must do the heavy lifting to support Ukraine against a potential Russian aggression. Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk reflected on European military strength and said that the continent's 2.6 million professional soldiers are more than the military strength of the US, China, or Russia. The Polish Prime Minister added that Europe must immediately shore up its defenses to counter Russia's military potential.
We will not be able to effectively help Ukraine if we do not immediately take practical actions concerning our own defense capabilities. If Europe, and today it is not able to balance this military potential of Russia, then we must immediately make up for it, and only then we will really be able to support and not support. We will be as we have been doing so far, but we will provide real guarantees to Ukraine for the future. I do not have to convince anyone that for Poland, a sovereign and safe Ukraine with solid guarantees is a condition of our security.
Since Donald Trump's return to the White House, the United States has made it clear that its security guarantees come with a cost. For Ukraine, that cost is $500 billion mineral deal, while for America's NATO allies in Europe, that cost is increased contribution to bolster the US-led defense alliance's capabilities. With Trump's transactional geopolitics taking center stage, European leaders, for the first time in many decades, are calling to rearm Europe in what can be seen as a sign of division between the Trump-led US and Europe. The conversation has already shifted from what was Western security to the European security now.
The second element I brought to the table is that we urgently have to rearm Europe. We really have to step up massive the defense expenditure. And for that, we need a clear, big plan from the European Union for the member states and, of course, for common European domains, like, for example, advanced air shields. We need a common European approach, but also the member states need more fiscal space to do a surge in defense.
After a Sunday of geopolitical contemplations in London, the focus now shifts to the scheduled March 6 meeting of European Union leaders, where a revamped formula to end the war in Ukraine, amid uncertainties over the nature of US security guarantees, is likely to shape up. As Trump-led US steps away from its erstwhile role of being the leader of the free world, Europe is now forced to step up for its defense. The continent remains at the heart of geopolitical uncertainty, introduced by the volatile nature of US President Donald Trump's policies. As Russian offense in Ukraine continues, has Europe's longtime security dependence on the US become its greatest geopolitical liability?
Merci beaucoup. Hi. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat Kelogon, Komeri Namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically, in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs, and that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model, and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.